The Clippers wouldn't let him out of his deal. And so as a result, he's got to stay there. And it's one of those situations where you're looking at James Harden and you're asking, how the hell is this going to work? Seriously, how the hell is this going to work? I mean, I'm just looking at
the Los Angeles Clippers have fooled the NBA. In their last 9 games, they are 8-1 with some very impressive wins, including a 20-point blowout win against the New York Knicks, a win against the Nuggets, the Mavericks, the Kings, and the Warriors twice. Many people were ready to just give up and laugh off the Clippers. I even saw some graphics that were insane, as saying that the Clippers are a borderline play-in team after starting 0-5 following the James Harden trade. But now they are rolling with the biggest win streak in the NBA, and today we're just going to discuss how this is happening. First and foremost, I want to say, guys, thank you so much for the support on the videos recently. We're 3 subscribers away at the making of this video to 1900. We are uploading every single day for the rest of December and the rest of the year, and we are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. So if you're new here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any NBA content. As I was saying, first and foremost, Kawhi Leonard. He has played every single game, played and started every single game this season, as he started 25 games. And in those games, he's leading the team in points per game with 24 points, while also averaging 6 rebounds, under 4 assists, and almost 2 steals a night. He's also shooting nearly 50-40-90 from the field, as he's boasting a 51% field goal percentage, a 44% three-point percentage, and an 87% free throw percentage. Kawhi has been nothing short of amazing. It feels at this rate disrespectful to describe him as anything other than a superstar. It seems due to the recency bias in the league and in the NBA, when teams are slipping, when players are slipping, it's very, very easy to kind of put a label on them for a clickbait thumbnail or a title, or in the news world, they just need a headline, you know, for lack of terms. However, with Kawhi Leonard, it just feels disrespectful to, you know, if he has a night where he shoots 6 shots or he has a night where he only scores 15 points, it just feels rude at this point to say that he's not a superstar, or that he's quote unquote fallen off, or that it's vintage Kawhi Leonard. He scored 40 points the other night and I see people calling him vintage Kawhi Leonard. Guys, Kawhi Leonard is 32 years old, and yes, he has had some pretty serious knee injuries. However, last playoffs against the Phoenix Suns, he put 40 points on the Suns and stole game 1 on the road. And then in game 2, before getting injured, I think he had 38 points. At the highest level, this man has proved time and time again. Need I remind you, he's the 2nd youngest Finals MVP of all time. Time and time again, he's proved when it matters that he is a certified, glorified bucket getter from the mid-range, inside the post, back to the basket game, from three-point land, getting to the free throw line. He is just absolutely dominant. And now that he has someone like Paul George aside him, and James Harden aside him, and Russell Westbrook aside him, it really opens up the game for him to be a better facilitator. Something I mention a lot on this channel is Giannis Antetokounmpo and his ability to just grasp the idea of barreling into the lane and kicking it out. And someone who's also getting very good at this is Joel Embiid. I got to give the flowers to those 2 big kings. But for Kawhi Leonard, he is getting a little bit better each and every day at facilitating, and I love to see it. The co-star Paul George is averaging 23 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and as well almost 2 steals a night. Paul George is also shooting 45% from the field, almost 40% from 3, and 93% from the free throw line. Paul George is one of those players who is immensely talented, and when he's playing and getting in rhythm, it's absolutely amazing. Paul has only missed 1 game this season behind Kawhi Leonard, and he has played 24 and started 24 out of the 25 games this season, and he's playing a almost career high 35 minutes a night. Paul has been really great for them, and the idea of Paul and Leonard just playing off of each other defensively is always one that opposing teams have to game plan against. However, this season's different because now they have James Harden, and love him or hate him, he is a great NBA basketball player. He has been known to somewhat vanish in the biggest moments in the playoffs, but I think him and this team, they're figuring out that it's okay because he's not the 2nd or 3rd option. Some nights he may be the 2nd or 3rd or 1st option, but for now he is comfortable at the 3rd option. He's averaging 16 points and a team high 7.5 assists a night, and he's picking whatever he wants. And some nights you see him shoot 6 shots, and a lot of people are saying that's a bad thing, that it's not aggressive Harden. But it's funny because those people that are complaining and moaning about, oh, James Harden's only shooting 6 shots a night or 8 shots a night, or he didn't even reach 10 shots tonight. Those are the same people that are saying there's not enough ball for this team to go around. Like, that is insanely ridiculous, guys. James Harden is playing his role very, very well on this team to be a facilitator and someone like Russell Westbrook who can help take the load off guys like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Those are your go-to guys, your 1-2 punch when it comes to playoff time. But in the regular season, this is all about managing expectations and just getting better as a team, as an NBA team. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me that you would trade a max player to a team with 2 other max players and a notorious ball handler like Russell Westbrook, and then you would think right away that they're going to be this great, super talented team and everything's going to click and it's all going to mesh. Like, that ideology is so wrong. Every big 3, big 4, super team, whatever you want to call it, they always struggle at the beginning. There's always some growing pains. They're always figuring stuff out. I mean, look at the Suns. They're 0-2 when Bradley, Kevin, and Devin all played together. Obviously, the second game you probably wouldn't count it because Bradley got hurt. But I digress. This NBA team, the Los Angeles Clippers, they're so great. And what's very interesting is that James is learning a new way to play basketball. And pretty much every single roster he's been a part, where he is the ball handler or the point guard or the starting point guard, if you will, he has had a great role, man. I mean, you think of the Clint Capellas, the Dwight Howards back in Houston. He also as well had Joel Embiid, the MVP last season. He has made so many great, role men into great lob threats. But on this team, you just have Ivica Zubac and Daniel Theis and Mason Plumlee, who, by the way, Daniel Theis and Mason Plumlee have played absolutely amazing this season. The stat sheet doesn't really show it, but they're doing a lot of great things on the, away from the box score, if you will. And the same thing goes for Ivica Zubac. He's averaging 12 points and 9 rebounds, which is great for, your 5th or 6th option who's a center. I got to give a lot of love to Russell Westbrook and Norman Powell. I think they've been killing it in the second unit. I always say that Norman Powell is kind of the guy that is your ideal 6-man. He's not a fake 6-man like Lou Will or Tyler Hero, where he's coming off the bench and he's playing 38 minutes at night off the bench. But Norman always is playing in that 20 to 25 minute range, and he's very efficient. His productive is good, and he is such a microwave like Jamal Crawford in his prime. Just a lot of fun to watch. And then outside of all these stars, they still have plenty of moves that they could make at the deadline to maybe get some forward or center depth. They still have the likes of Bones Highland. They still have Terrence Mann, Brandon Boston Jr., and then PJ Tucker, who they're really just not playing at all, to be honest with you. But that's okay because, Ty Lue, there's a method to his madness. I'm not saying that the Clippers are going to go out and win the NBA championship this year, but I wouldn't really be surprised if they made it. I know it sounds ridiculous and it sounds crazy, but the West is wide open, guys. I mean, it's very right now interesting because the guys that are at top, you think of the Timberwolves, you think of the Oklahoma City Thunder. What experience do they have winning anything? And you may think to yourself, well, hey man, that doesn't matter too much. It does. When you get into the second round and the third, the conference finals, and your body's wearing down, and not only that, your brain's wearing down, the media is getting to you. Every single move you have to make is be perfect. Who do you want? The rookies with Chet and Shea, who's never really been in a playoff experience other than with Chris Paul and that Thunder team, and Anthony Edwards, who has had 1 playoff experience. Do you want those guys, or do you want the 2-time finals MVP on 2 different teams in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, who's made some notable runs against LeBron James when he was a Pacer, and James Harden, who took the Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors to Game 7, Russell Westbrook, who's made the NBA Finals in his career? You know what I mean? Stacking these things up, who do you really want? Let me know in the comments below, though, guys. What do you think of this Clippers team? Are you a believer, or you think they're gonna bust and they're not gonna be great? Let me know in the comments below. You made it this far. I appreciate your support as always. Here's to 20 days uploading in a row. Have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Peace.